it was time for a Hoya update, I figured. And I'm mostly going to be showing the Hoyas that I got from Vermont Hoyas. And they've actually been rooting in water for far longer than they needed to. These guys have been ready, more than ready to go, so it's time to pot them up. Let's start first with Hoya patella. And check out all those roots. I think I'm going to pot this one on its side, or maybe cut the first few leaves off, because the roots just went sideways instead of going down. But that might be enough if I do it upright to be enough for... Okay. Now, these actually aren't from Vermont Hoyas, but these rooted really quickly. Plants S and Things sent me that. These are Hoya Bellas, and wow, look at that. That is awesome. They are definitely ready for pots. And that's pretty good on my Hoya Hanhiani Pink. Hanhiae Pink. Hanhiae. Definitely ready. Now I have some small pots, but these might be really top heavy for the ones I have. I don't know. Leaves are really heavy. And speaking of heavy, here we have a root for Hoya polystachya. These roots down at the bottom didn't come out so great for some reason, but I think they'll come out once I put this in soil. So these guys are definitely ready to go. Alright, wanted to give you guys some advice that I heard that has been really handy for me. Instead of buying those tiny bags of horticultural charcoal that's so expensive, you get a tiny bag for $20, or sometimes they're even more than that. Just go to your hardware store and buy a giant bag of hardwood lump charcoal. Make sure it says that it's all natural. It doesn't have to be this brand, it can be anything. As long as it says all natural and hardwood and lump charcoal. That way you know that it's made from processed, burnt up pieces of trees and plants and stuff. So we've got this here, and some of them is pretty big. I'll put my hand for scale, and then you don't want to touch this stuff. It does get soot and black stuff everywhere. Now the pieces are pretty big, so what I do is I took a hammer and I put them on a hard surface that I didn't care about getting dirty. And it's going to create a lot of black dust and powder, so be careful with that. And try to smash it to the size that you need. For me, I like it at around the 1/4 inch pieces. Some of these are a little big, but like that little piece right there is really good. Some of my plants like it bigger, like the orchids. And yeah, that right there is like the size that you get for your fish tank. And you can really save a lot of money this way. And the other ingredient I used was the orchiata bark. Now I know that stuff is expensive, so you can use the regular orchid bark as well. And I happen to have peat. I have this big cube that I bought from Lowe's that I used for the carnivorous bog gardens, so that's worked out great. So here I've got an orchid growing, and I've got some of the charcoal pieces that I smashed in there. Here's another orchid. You can see the charcoal back in there, and a charcoal piece in there, and then this guy's got a big one. And they'll wrap their roots around it. They love this stuff. Here's a really good example. You can see how the root is growing around. I've got lava rock and charcoal in this. And so you can break the pieces even smaller and then wash them off with a hose to get all the extra dust off. And you can put that into your Hoya soil, which I will be using my Hoya mix for Morphophallus as well. So here are the Hoyas all potted up, and this is the mix that I use. It's peat and perlite. And for me, I put some coco coir in there too. I'm in Florida, so it gets to be alright. It helps retain moisture. And then the smushed up pieces of charcoal pieces. That's like a perfect size right there. That's about a 1/4 inch. So yeah, I'll water these guys in and put them outside with the rest, and I think they should do pretty well. Lastly, these are the Hoya papashonii seeds. Well, they're seedlings now. That I also got as a bonus from Vermont Hoyas. I don't remember how many there were. I think there were 10, and I have 8 plants. So 80% germination rate. I think that's pretty good. And these two are the biggest ones. These are 2-inch pots. So you get an idea how big they are. They're doing well. I hope they'll get big. I think they have a really nice flower. If I find a photo, I'll put it up. These guys kind of had, in the back, had their cotyledons burned, but the real true leaves are coming in nice. So there we go. That is the Hoya update from the Vermont Hoyas cuttings. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Des, signing off.